midst of our 6th edition of Brum Spirit, which is a cultural exchange between Birmingham and Brazil and other nations. And this year, we have the rare privilege to be taking over Moseley School of Art for the weekend. This is a really historic building. It's very intrinsic to the cultural heritage of Birmingham. It's not been opened for public events that are freely accessible for about 35 years.
The building was built over 100 years ago in 1899 by a very famous architect, a chap called William Bidlake. It was built as the first purpose-built art school for Birmingham, so it's a really important building.
What is interesting about here is that it was an art school. It's now run by a Muslim association, and it's in this kind of developmental process where they're in consultation with the local community to find out what people want. What do people want to do with the building? This weekend is kind of like prototyping that with the cinema and the live art and the theatre and workshops. Let's pretend this place would be open all the time. From what I've heard from people today, they want this to happen more often.
Today I've exhibited the things that the women have made during the project. They made washable sanitary towels, which they found very great and money saving, and I've also did my Paratex fabric hardener as well. Always something that's useful, that's what I'm about.
I went over to Brazil this year, so we've been carrying on this cultural exchange. We did a little performance earlier of a play that I'm writing actually at the moment. It's in development, so today was the first sharing of 3 scenes from the play.
There's a group, Panorama do Choro, who've come over from Sao Paulo to perform here today and to work with musicians from the area. They play Choro, which is a music that came out of Rio and Sao Paulo at the beginning of the 20th century as a result of European classical musicians meeting with African musicians and native Brazilian rhythms. And what came out of that is a really beautiful thing, and that's kind of the most symbolic moment I feel of today, is looking at how wonderful miscegenation can be, even though it causes tensions and issues, and that's why we said that this event is about being in this together and the thrills and challenges of shared space in a changing world. Really, this part of the city, it's like such a hub for these beautiful heritage buildings. You've got Moseley Road Bath and Library across the road, you've got the old print works. Here we have Moseley School of Art, there's Creation Skate Park and that old tram depot. And all of these places have got interesting offers for people, especially for families. So I guess my hope for this building, that it opens and blossoms and it's somewhere that people feel like they can come into, that they have permission to use. Every year when we produce Brum Spirit, we always want to leave some kind of legacy, and I feel like this year there were 2 legacies. Firstly, we've helped to broaden the conversation with Moseley School of Art so that people from Balsall Heath and the wider area can come in and interact and have their say in how this building is used. And the second thing that we've done is we've left another public mural along the River Ray, which runs through the heart of Balsall Heath and is the river on which Birmingham was founded. And again, it carries our message for this year, which is we're in this together. It's only like a little intervention, but for me, it's quite stressful to make Brum Spirit happen. It takes a lot of work. But I always feel like if I can see something that we've left behind and the community are happy about it, then that's kind of enough to make it worthwhile, you know?